So this is going to be an advanced guide on how to make an amulet for cold dot. This amulet is going to be very expensive. We are talking about 10, 15, 20 divines, maybe even 30, depends on how much you want to invest in this amulet. Okay, so we are on the Craft of Exile. We go to jewelry, we go to emulator, create new item, jewelry, and we are going to go for the amulet. I suggest you choose Citrine Amulet because the build needs strength and dexterity, but if you decide to turn it into a talisman, it doesn't really matter what base it is. Now, the base needs to have damage over time multiplier, preferably tier 1, and it has to be fractured. You fractured this base. Now you are going to spam alterations until you get +1 to level of all skill gems. If you go to this and you check alterations, it says that it's going to take about 2000 alterations for you to get the +1. It's going to be 1 or 2 hours just spamming alterations just to get this. After you have got the +1, what you do? You regal it and you pray it doesn't has a prefix. If if it adds a prefix, you have to annul and you have to end up with this. If, however, you regal it and you get a suffix, uh, what you do now, you go and craft prefixes cannot be changed. You go and craft prefixes cannot be changed, and now you scour it. So basically what you need a rare amulet with fractured damage over time multiplier and +1 to level of all skill gems. Next, you go and craft can have up to 3 crafted modifiers, and prefixes cannot be changed. This is your second modifier, and then you go to prefixes and go to crafted modifiers, and look here. If we type cold, there are only 2 modifiers with cold. It's going to be to level of all cold skill gems, and it's going to be to adds cold damage to attacks. So we want to craft cold damage to attacks. Once you are at this point, you go to harvest and you are going to augment cold, and it's guaranteed to hit +2. Whatever you do, you will hit +2. It doesn't matter how, if you have these crafts, if these are all your modifiers, when you hit harvest, it's guaranteed 100% to give you a +2. Now, once you have this +2, what do you do from here? Um, from here, I would use this. I would go and remove crafted modifiers and only keep prefixes cannot be changed. Or if it already has prefixes cannot be changed, I'm just going to use um, I'm just going to use the veiling, H-Link veiling. When you hit the prefixes cannot, when you go with H-Link, this is RNG. You either get a prefix or a suffix. Ideally, the best thing you can do is get this increased effect of non-damaging elements. This is like probably the best thing you can do. If you want to be to increase your chances to get better uh, veiled outcomes, you can look at this right here, and maybe you can also block. Um, but this would mean you're going to use another can have up to 3 crafted modifiers, prefixes cannot be changed, and craft another suffix. So this is going to be even more expensive. If you, this is just to increase your chances of getting a better outcome. The best outcome would be increased effect of non-damaging elements. Maybe this increased area damage, increased area of effect, or you can get life and regenerate mana per second. The maximum life and regenerate mana per second, or increased effect of non-damaging elements. These are the two best outcomes you can get. But but let's just say you don't wanna spend another two divines to get prefixes cannot be changed and another two or three divines for Aisling. Um, if your amulet looks like this, maybe even has the craft of uh, can have up to two crafted modifiers, you can just use this and you can craft the go ahead and craft life. Um, with mana, and for suffixes you go and craft increase effect of non-damaging elements. Let me find it. So this is pretty much how your amulet will look like. This is only if you wanna use, if you don't wanna use the Ageling, which is going to be much more expensive and it can also break your item. This is the only difference. Again, you can craft the HP and mana regeneration per second, which is not that much different from the Unveil. Obviously, if you're pushing for the best amulet, you wanna get the Unveil one. Um, but to be honest, it's not really that much of a difference, and it can break your item because it can put like it can give you increased damage while reaching prefix, and there's nothing you can do about that. You can just cover it, or you can just wriggle it and I mean annulment it and pray. So this is how you craft the amulet. I would suggest that you aim for this because this is the cheapest version. But if you really want to push it as far as possible, you are going to invest much more, maybe even jump over 30 divines to get the perfect unveil. That's pretty much how you craft an amulet for cold dot.